Hi, I'm Cade Visser with Dr. Christensen's Cost 3300 accounting class, and today I'll be posing the question, who needs budgeting? You do. This is the title of the article written by Penelope Greenberg and Ralph Greenberg, punctuating why budgets are very effective communication tools and why they are still valuable in today's business world. In the not too distant past, budgets were considered a very valuable tool, something that was mandatory and required in some instances, and to stay within those guidelines was necessary. However, today things are changing, and budgets are kind of starting to come out of date. Companies think that they are no longer useful, and they're shying away from using them. However, the Greenbergs in their article again mention the importance of budgets and how they are a communication tool. And they're so much more than just the numbers. They are a valuable communication tool for a company within its own structure, and as well as it communicates with other businesses on their business-to-business relationships. So as I mentioned in the previous slide, the benefits of a budget within its own company start at the top. It allows upper management to see where there are problems, and they can fix those. As they compare the budgets with the actual numbers, they can say, where maybe do we need to cut our costs? Where maybe do we need to generate more revenue? Or where are we not performing how we should? As it goes lower, a budget is effective for departments. There might be some disputation sometimes with accounting and marketing or sales of where money should be allocated and how it should be used. But if they bring up the budget, the company's budget, they can say, this is what the company wants. Let's follow this way. And again, as the budget continues it affects all levels, and it affects the frontline workers. In this scenario, the frontline workers can get a feel for where the company is going, what's expected of them, and as well they can provide valuable feedback, as they're the ones in the trenches every day and are on a day-to-day basis seeing how operations are affected by the budget, how distribution, how customer service is affecting the budget, and they can say, maybe we need to cut costs more here. And so it's another valuable way of letting the frontline employees know what's going on, and they can in turn give information back to the top of the company. The Greenberg as well spend most of their article accentuating why business-to-business relationships are vital, and even more important, why they're vital, or why the need for budgets are vital. And it's because it's that communication tool. As they start to work closely with each other, they need to be able to communicate well. And sometimes that can be a struggle. So there are softwares out there that the Greenbergs bring up. The first one is mysap.com. This can be used for larger companies to help them communicate more effectively. And then NetSuite is for smaller companies to allow them, again, to communicate effectively with their relationships with other businesses. There are varying levels of relationships and interdependence on one another. And there's a positive correlation with how much interdependence there are within a company and the amount of information that needs to be shared. So, for example, a low level of interdependence would be staples. They have standardized goods. The transactions between them and customers are minimum. And there's other places customers can go with that. So information doesn't need to be shared. Staples doesn't need to share their budget with the customers. As the level of interdependence goes up to medium, a good example of this would be Boeing. They specialize in goods. They're the number one manufacturer of airplanes in the U.S., and so they need engines, they need motors, they need parts to create airplanes, and you can't get that at your Walmart. And so they go to General Electric for those. And in that scenario, they need to share some information. What does Boeing expect of General Electric in their budget? We need an engine for this much. As we continue to go down, or up the spectrum, I guess, to a high level of interdependence, this is when companies really are linked with each other more. A good example is Walmart and Procter & Gamble. Walmart has allowed Procter & Gamble to come in and set up their own inventory system to allow them to know when their inventory is running low at a specific Walmart. And this kind of relationship requires a lot of information shared with one another. They need to be able to know, Walmart needs to know that Procter & Gamble's on top of things, and Walmart needs to allow Procter & Gamble to do their job. And so budget here is, again, very essential. And then the highest Very high level interdependence is Disney and Hewlett Packard is one example of where they had the same goal. They were creating, or Disney was wanting to create some upgrades to the Epcot Center in Disney World. And Hewlett Packard provided the technology necessary to do those things. And so on a day-to-day basis, they're working with each other side by side. In this scenario, information needs to be shared daily, hourly, maybe even. And so again, as the level of independence goes up and more a company works with each other, budgets become more essential, and the information shared needs to be communicated effectively. Overall, budgets are a very effective tool. They need to be used in a company, and as well, they need to be used when they're working with other companies. I appreciate your time. Listening to my presentation. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.